The market looks expensive right now, but some tiny stocks are still ignored. In this video, I'll walk you through 6 stocks under $3 that top analysts rate as buys. The last one has massive upside on paper, but also serious risk, and we'll do it with no hype, just clear facts so you know what you're looking at. If you're serious about building wealth, hit that subscribe button and tap like. It helps the channel and tells me to keep making deep research videos instead of quick clickbait. And drop a comment. Which sector are you betting on right now? Energy, healthcare, tech, or something else? I read every comment, and I want to see how you think. Quick note, before we start. This is not financial advice. I'm not your advisor. I'm sharing information and how I think about these companies. Always do your own research and never invest money you can't afford to lose, especially with low-priced, high-risk stocks. Right now, you're at a crossroads as an investor. One path is to sit on the sidelines because big indexes feel too high. The other path is to look below the surface, where smaller companies have been beaten down and mostly ignored. Some of those stocks are cheap for good reason. A few might be mispriced chances if the business can deliver. We're not here to chase headlines or copy random stock tips. We want to know what we're buying, what we're paying, and what could move these stocks over time. For each company, I'll explain the business in simple terms, share key numbers we do know, and walk through the main upside and main risks. Let's start with stock number 1, Curaleaf, ticker CURLF, trading around $2.40 a share based on recent data. Curaleaf is one of the larger cannabis operators in the United States. It runs through 2 segments, domestic operations inside the US and a smaller international business. The company grows, processes, and sells cannabis products across multiple states. With a market cap around $1.6 billion, it is much bigger than most penny stocks. Wall Street analysts rate Curaleaf as a buy. Over the last 50 days, the stock has traded between about $2.16 and $3.19. Right now, it sits in the lower half of that range. Why do analysts still like it? The key driver is regulation. Cannabis is already legal at the state level in many places, but U.S. federal law has not fully caught up. If federal rules ease or if banking access improves, companies like Curaleaf could see better financing, lower cost, and more room to grow. Curaleaf also has a wide footprint and strong brand presence in several states. If the industry consolidates over time, larger players often gain share, while weaker players get bought or shut down. That is part of the bullish thesis here, but there are real risks. Cannabis is a tough business. Taxes are heavy. Rules change by state. Many cannabis companies have issued new shares to raise cash, which dilutes existing shareholders. Profitability is not stable. You should not see Curaleaf as a safe dividend stock. It is a long-term bet on the growth and normalization of the U.S. cannabis market. If you do not believe federal policy will improve, this one may not fit your plan. Stock number 2 is Urenergy, ticker URG, trading around $1.60 per share. Urenergy is a uranium company. It focuses on acquiring, exploring, and developing and operating uranium properties in the United States. The company has interests in 12 projects. Its flagship asset is the Lost Creek project in Wyoming's Great Divide Basin. That project includes about 1,800 mining claims and 3 mineral leases covering roughly 35,400 acres. Urenergy's market cap is about $620 million. Analysts rate the stock a buy. The consensus price target is about $2.41. That is roughly 49% above the current share price. That gap shows what analysts think the stock could be worth over the next year or so if things go well. The thesis here is tied to nuclear power. Many countries are realizing they need stable, low-carbon electricity. Wind and solar help, but they are not always on. Nuclear plants run around the clock and need uranium as fuel. There are supply issues and long lead times in this market. Western countries also want more uranium from friendly sources, not just from overseas rivals. If uranium prices stay strong or move higher, projects like Lost Creek become more valuable. Urenergy can benefit by signing long-term contracts with utilities and ramping production when it makes sense. That is the opportunity. The risks are also clear. This is a commodity business. Urenergy's fate is tied to uranium prices, which can be very volatile. Mining takes time, capital, and permits. Delays or cost overruns can hurt. If uranium prices fall, the stock can drop hard. If uranium prices fall, the stock can drop hard. So this is a focused bet on nuclear demand and a tight uranium market. If you do not buy that macro story, URG will not fit. Stock number 3 is Humacyte, ticker HUMA, trading around $1.20 a share. Humacyte is a biotech company working on off-the-shelf, implantable human tissues. The core of the business is its platform for human acellular vessels, called halves. These are bioengineered tubes that can be implanted into patients without triggering a strong foreign body response or immune rejection. Humacyte is building a portfolio of these vessels. They aim to target several areas: vascular trauma, access for hemodialysis in kidney patients. Humacyte has a market cap around $220 million. Analysts rated a moderate buy. The consensus price target is about $8.14 per share. That implies more than 500% upside from the current level. Why could it rise that much? If Humacyte proves its vessels are safe, effective, and scalable, it could sell them into large, existing medical markets. Surgeons and hospitals may prefer a ready-made, consistent product over using veins from the patient or synthetic grafts that have more problems. One successful approval and adoption path could support much higher revenue over time. But that is a big if. Humacyte is still a clinical stage company. It spends cash on trials and manufacturing. There is no guarantee its trials will succeed or that regulators will approve the products. Timelines can be long. The company may need to raise more money, which often means issuing new shares. That deludes current owners. If you look at Humacyte, treat it as a speculative bet on a new kind of medical implant technology, not as a steady, low-risk investment. Stock number 4 is Inhibikase Therapeutics, ticker IKT, trading a little over $2 a share. Inhibikase is a clinical stage pharma company focused on Parkinson's disease and related disorders that appear in and outside the brain. Its main drug candidate is T14809. This is a small molecule that blocks an enzyme called abelson tyrosine kinase. The hope is that blocking this pathway can help treat Parkinson's and some early gut problems tied to the disease, such as swallowing issues, dysphagia, neurogenic constipation, and a related condition called multiple system atrophy. The company's second main program is ICW01 Pro. This is a pro-drug version of imatinib, a known cancer drug. The goal is to reduce stomach side effects and make treatment for blood and stomach cancers easier to tolerate. Inhibikase also runs earlier research on other neurological diseases. He works with several universities, including Johns Hopkins, Arizona State, Michigan State, and Louisiana State. Inhibikase has a market cap around $156 million. Analysts rate the stock a buy. Over the last 50 days, the share price has traded between about $1.5 and $2.14 and now sits near the high end of that range. The upside story is tied to Parkinson's. This disease affects millions of people worldwide. Current drugs mostly treat symptoms, not the root cause. A treatment that could slow progression or address early changes in the gut and brain would be very valuable. Even a more tolerable cancer drug like ICW01 Pro aims to be could carve out a niche. The risks are the same pattern you see in clinical stage biotech. These drugs are still in trials. There is no guarantee of success. Bad trial data, safety issues, or delays can crush the stock. The company will likely need more capital before it reaches any large commercial stage. Inhibikase is a concentrated bet on one main disease area. That focus can bring big rewards if the science works, but it also means high single project risk. Stock number 5 is Century Therapeutics, ticker IPSC, trading around $2.20 a share. Century is building genetically engineered allogeneic cell therapies. Allogeneic means off-the-shelf cells, not a custom product made from each patient's own cells. Century uses induced pluripotent stem cells, or IPSCs, to create natural killer cells and T cells that can be armed with chimeric antigen receptors called CARs to hunt cancer. Its lead product, CNTY101, is an allogeneic CAR-INK cell therapy. It targets CD19, a protein found on many B-cell lymphomas. This program is in phase 1 trials for patients with relapsed refractory B-cell lymphoma. Century is also working on CNTY102, a bispecific CD19 and CD22 CAR-IT product for B-cell cancers, and CNTY107, which targets Nectin-4 on certain solid tumors. On top of these internal programs, Century has a strategic collaboration with Bristol Myers Squibb. Together, they work on up to 4 induced NK or T-cell programs, including CNTY104 for acute myeloid leukemia and CNTY106 for multiple myeloma. That partnership adds some validation and potential future milestone payments. Century's market cap is about $193 million. Analysts rate the stock a moderate buy. The consensus price target is around $3.80, which is about 70% above the current price. The attraction here is the broader shift in cancer treatment. Immunotherapy and cell therapy are big growth areas. Off-the-shelf cell therapies, if they work, could be easier and cheaper to deliver than custom-made cell therapies for each patient. Century is one of several companies trying to make that model work, but this is early-stage science. Most programs are in phase 1, which is very early. Safety data, dosing, and early signs of benefit are just now being tested. Many things can go wrong. Competitors are also racing in the same space. And like other small biotechs, Century will need ongoing funding until it has approved products on the market. If you look at Century, think of it as a basket of early shots on goal in cell therapy with a big pharma partner on board, but with high uncertainty. Now let's move to stock number 6, which I saved for last because it has the most explosive upside on paper and also the highest risk. That stock is Immunic, ticker IMUX, trading under $1 a share, around 92 cents based on recent data. Immunic is a biotech company focused on oral drugs for chronic inflammatory and autoimmune diseases. It operates in the United States and Germany. Its lead program is IMU-838, which is in phase 3 clinical trials for multiple sclerosis, including both relapsing and progressive forms. The same drug is also being studied for moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. If IMU-838 succeeds, Immunic could have a single oral drug that treats more than one significant disease. That alone could be a major value driver. On top of that, the company is developing IMU-856, now moving into phase 2 trials. This program aims to restore the intestinal barrier in gut diseases like celiac disease, inflammatory bowel disease, short bowel syndrome, and irritable bowel syndrome with diarrhea. The third program, IMU-381, is in preclinical work for other gastrointestinal diseases. Immunic has a market cap around $120 million. Analysts rate the stock a buy. The consensus price target is about $6.60 per share. That is more than 6 times the current price, over 600% upside on paper. This is why people get drawn to small biotech stocks. If a key phase 3 trial hits, the share price can move a lot in a short time. Here, one drug is being tested in multiple diseases. Success in even one big indication, like multiple sclerosis, could change the entire picture for the company. But we have to be blunt. This is where the line between investing and speculation gets sharp. Immunic is a clinical stage company. It is burning cash on trials. There is no guarantee that IMU-838 will pass phase 3 for MS or ulcerative colitis. If those trials fail, or even just show weaker than hope results, the stock could collapse. There are also listing and funding risks. With the share price under $1, the company may face pressure from the stock exchange to raise the price, often through a reverse split. It may also need to raise new capital, which usually means issuing more shares and diluting current owners. You should only touch a stock like Immunic with money you can completely afford to lose. Position size is key. Do not let the idea of 600% upside push you into risking rent or savings you need. But low share price does not mean low risk. In fact, these are some of the riskiest areas in the market. Many of these companies are pre-profit. Some have no approved products yet. Their future depends on trial results, regulators, commodity prices, or policy changes they cannot fully control. The way to handle names like these is with a clear, patient process. First, understand the business in plain language. Know how they hope to make money. Second, understand what you're paying. Look at market cap and, where available, analyst targets, but remember those are just estimates. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get, but in these cases, the value is uncertain. Third, list the key catalysts and key risks. Ask, what events over the next 1 to 3 years could move this stock up or down a lot? You also need to manage your behavior. The market is a voting machine in the short term. Prices swing on fear, hope, and headlines. Over the long term, it is a weighing machine. It rewards real results, approvals, revenue, cash flow, and solid execution. With high-risk names, you must size positions small, diversify, and be ready for volatility. If you found this breakdown useful, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with a friend who is also learning to invest beyond the big index funds. Tell me in the comments which of these 6 names you want a full deep dive video on, or if there's another sub $3 stock you want analyzed. Invest wisely, stay focused on what actually matters, and I'll see you in the next one.